This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Thursday, the 23rd day of April in the year 2020. I'm Gordon Mosley. Here is what we're tracking tonight. An all-day meeting of the Guyana Elections Commission has inched the process forward for the start of the recount. While most of the issues pertaining to the recount order have been finalized, the Commission will meet again tomorrow to complete the order and make moves for its filing for gazetting purposes. Commissioner Says Gunraj complained this afternoon that the order does not appear to have a duration, and he believes the duration should be attached to it and it not be left open-ended.
I am pushing to have a duration fixed for this process because I believe it is unfair to all concerned to have an open-ended process. The discussion is that excuse me, the process, the duration cannot be determined. But I believe that if we set a duration for the process and we take steps to fit within that duration, we can have some progress.
Mr. Gunraj added that there must be a set timeline for the completion of the process, and everyone should work to ensure the recount process is completed within that period.
I disagree with the restrictions. First of all, the ability of any COVID task force to impose restrictions. And secondly, I disagree with the restrictions themselves that they are purported to impose in relation to the number of hours per day to do that.
Gunraj said he still does not believe that a commission ought to be following the guidelines of the National Coronavirus Task Force in its recount plan. It was the chair of the commission who requested recommendations from the Coronavirus Task Force as the entire country is on the curfew as part of the national effort to fight the pandemic. Government-nominated Commissioner Vincent Alexander told reporters that while the commission is moving forward with the systems and process for the recount, some commissioners from the other side appear to be going back to issues already settled, and that is slowing the process.
The question of the number of GCOM workers at the station, attempts were made to rehash that. The decision was taken 2-3 meetings ago. I may have mentioned this already to the press, that you'll have 4 workers. That was brought back. There's like a particular commissioner who seemed to have a penchant for going back to things already settled.
Mr. Alexander also said he is hoping that a start date for the recount could be decided on soon.
In the draft of Commissioner Gunraj, there was an attempt to integrate things which I thought we had already made decisions on. For example, there was an attempt to suggest in his draft that we should count District 4 and District 1 parallel, and having counted those two to declare the results, and then subsequently to proceed to count the others. This flies in the face of all of the logics of all of us, including the commission who has made that proposal. Why does it fly in the face of all the logics? We have agreed that what we want to happen is to come to a conclusive count across the board so we can make a final declaration.
This week marks 7 weeks since Guyanese voted in the 2nd of March elections. More news coming up in a moment.
Parents and guardians, you are encouraged to tune in to the Guyana Learning Channel, Cable 29 or Channel 42 for daily educational and interactive learning sessions. The nursery program airs from 6 hours to 9 hours. Primary programs from 9 hours to 12 noon. We also air informative documentaries from 12 noon to 13 hours, and our secondary level programs are aired from 13 hours to 15 hours. Please continue to listen to our radio broadcasts. The interactive radio instruction for grades 1 to 3 daily on Voice of Guyana from 9 hours 30 to 10 hours for grade 1 pupils, from 10 hours 30 to 11 hours for grade 2s, and 13 hours to 13 hours 30 for grade 3 pupils. Please remember to tune in to benefit from these educational opportunities. A message from the Ministry of Education.
GBTI is your Guyanese bank, a bank that understands every customer's unique needs, opportunities, challenges, and financial concerns. At GBTI, we see you for you. Whether you're buying a new home or car, planning your next vacation or retirement, saving for your child's future, or whether you're ready to take that bold step of investing in your dream business idea, we are with you every step of the way. We hear your stories and watch you focus on your dreams as we share your aspirations. We are more than just banking. We are a family. We are part of your community. Our commitment extends way beyond the walls of our branches and is demonstrated every day in the opportunities we provide to our individual and business customers. The support, time, and commitment we give back to communities across Guyana to help improve the lives of our Guyanese families. Because we see Guyana through your eyes.
Fuel it up and drive, super 95, tune up. Fuel it up and drive, super 95, tune up. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guyoil Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guyoil's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive.
Tired of long lines? Register with MyGTT at mygtt.co.gy. That's mygtt.co.gy to view and pay your bills from anywhere. Enter to win an Amazon gift card worth $25 or a bounty voucher worth 5,000 Guyana dollars when you sign up today. GTT, do more.
The following is an important message from the Ministry of Public Health. Getting your workplace ready for COVID-19. Surfaces such as desks, tables, and telephones with keyboards must be wiped with disinfectant regularly, or at least every few hours. Use containers of hand sanitizers and place them in prominent places around the workplace. Provide access to places where staff can wash their hands with soap and water, and promote regular hand washing at the workplace. The Ministry of Public Health has a hotline to provide information on the coronavirus. Members of the public can call 227-4986 or 624-3067.
Welcome back. There are now 70 confirmed cases of the coronavirus in Guyana as the Public Health Ministry steps up the number of tests being done. 3 new cases were confirmed over the past 24 hours, and 375 tests have now been completed in total. In her daily update today, the Public Health Minister Valda Lawrence said a total of 12 persons have now made full recoveries, while the number of persons in the COVID-19 intensive care unit now stands at 5.
As of yesterday, 375 persons have been tested, of which 305 tested negative. The total number of confirmed cases of COVID-19 is 70, and the deaths remain at 7. The recovered cases are at 12, and we are very happy for those persons. 17 persons are in institutional quarantine and 51 in isolation. There are 5 persons in our COVID-19 ICU.
Minister Lawrence also raised concern about the challenges that the health officials continue to face with persons who have been tested positive for the virus refusing to provide information about their contacts.
We continue to have the challenges with underreporting from persons who have been in contact with a COVID-19 case, mainly due to the associated stigma. I assure you, my fellow Guyanese, this attitude will take us nowhere except to add to our death toll. Guyanese, my dear Guyanese, lives matter. And because of this, if we all stand together, we will stand stronger.
Lawrence urged persons with symptoms to step forward and not treat themselves at home.
So for those of you who are afraid of the associated stigma, I encourage you to be brave. Come forward. Help us to help you and your family stay alive. I urge you to stop taking matters into your own hands. COVID-19 is serious business. Please call the COVID-19 hotline or utilize the app.
The Public Health Ministry said citizens should take advantage of the services being offered by the ministry as they practice the sanitization guidelines being offered. The U.S. Embassy here in Georgetown today announced that the U.S. government will be making $475,000 available to the authorities in Guyana to assist the country in its fight against the coronavirus. The embassy said the money is part of the U.S. government's humanitarian efforts to fight the disease. It also forms part of the ongoing commitment to Guyana through the U.S. Caribbean Resiliency Partnership. The funding is expected to help address Guyana's priority areas of laboratory diagnostics and system strengthening and supplies, surveillance, infection prevention and control, and emergency operation centers. The funds are part of a regional funding package of $3 million provided to support the current COVID-19 response in the Caribbean. The U.S. Center for Disease Control will coordinate with Guyana's Ministry of Public Health and its regional partners to disperse the funds rapidly and implement the activities. Guyana has recorded 70 cases of the coronavirus, with 7 of those cases resulting in death. While with the number of cases of the coronavirus in Guyana climbing, the National COVID-19 Task Force is likely to recommend an extension of the curfew measures that are set to expire on the 3rd of May. During a virtual media briefing this morning, Prime Minister Moses Nagamutu, who heads the task force, said no representation has been made to the national body for any easing of the curfew, and it is therefore not an issue being addressed at this time.
There has been no representation made to the task force to this effect. I believe the curfew has been observed to a very large extent, to a point where there has been less or perhaps no clustering, and social distance, physical distance has been observed. So yes, we heard that from not only the WHO representatives in Guyana, but from the World Health Organization itself, that has been cautioning about lifting measures too early.
Just last week, the PAHO representative in Guyana, Dr. William Aducro, advised that the curfew remains in place until there is a flattening of the number of cases in Guyana. Guyana recorded 3 new cases of the coronavirus in the past 24 hours, taking the total number to 70. The Prime Minister said the task force has been paying attention to recommendations from the international agencies about the measures that are in place.
If something is working, and working for the interests of Guyana, then we will need to review its effectiveness and to make decisions as we go along. As of now, we cannot say that any measures have been relaxed.
While Guyana has a curfew and partial lockdown in place to discourage social gatherings, there is concern that not too many persons have been taking heed to the advice for social distancing. Public health officials believe tougher sanctions might have to be put in place. Well, let's tell you now that health officials who inspected the site of the national vote recount have given the clearance to the Guyana Elections Commission to go ahead with the use of 10 workstations for the exercise, in keeping with social distancing guidelines as part of the fight against the coronavirus. Based on GCOM's own proposal, the health officials have indicated that 8 of the 10 workstations could accommodate as many as 14 persons at any one time, while the remaining 2 should accommodate 10 persons each. GCOM's public relations officer Yolanda Ward told reporters this morning that the report from the Public Health Ministry basically agreed with GCOM's proposal for the 10 workstations and the spaces that those workstations will occupy.
What the report also detailed for us, they've actually provided 14 guidelines in terms of protocols that the Commission should implement. That is in terms of the sanitization, the frequency at which the staff and other persons present at the respective workstation should sanitize. The protocol should be used in terms of garbage disposal, the frequency at which bins and so on should be emptied, the number of bins, the rotation in terms of the lunch hours and other meal break.
Question about whether the Commission will have staff members on standby in case persons complain of feeling unwell or need to take a break, Ms. Ward said GCOM has always had that consideration in place for its staff.
Well, certainly we will have to put a system in place for that. In all our operations, we have considered those kind of factors, so we will have any kind of delay as it relates to the smooth functioning of this exercise.
The Guyana Elections Commission is awaiting word from CARICOM on the high-level CARICOM team expected in Guyana to be part of the recount exercise.
Wondering how you can access free learning materials for your children? Parents and guardians, please visit the Ministry of Education's website at www.education.gov.gy to access textbooks, past papers, and practice tests to keep your child engaged in continuous learning. When you have accessed the site, go to the Students tab, wait for a second, and choose the appropriate option. You now have access to the resources you need. You are encouraged to take advantage of this opportunity as we strive to provide the best education for the nation's children. A message from the Ministry of Education.
They've made a positive impact on the heavy-duty transportation industry in Guyana since they've arrived. Guyanese are amazed at their power, durability, efficiency, and superior handling capabilities. These are brand new trucks, manufactured in partnership with German, Italian, and French companies. They have a powerful reputation for operating under very adverse Guyanese conditions and come with full after-sales service and spare parts. They're the most sought-after trucks today, with over 500 units in Guyana, and they're available in over 100 countries, including South America and the Caribbean. Be smart. Buy brand new ST Howo trucks today. Call 608-4998 and arrange for an inspection at ST Truck Guyana Incorporated, Block B, Public Road, Covenant, East Bank, Demerara.
We are legions of men standing strong, but never too proud to stoop and help someone. We must send a clear signal to all. Do right. Walk in upright ways, knowing that's what being a man is all about. And ever aware that things will only get worse when good men do nothing. Stand strong. Be the one to live right.
Falls, a trademark of China's Zhanghao Incorporated, located at Land of Cane in East Bank, Demerara, was incorporated in April of 2013 with over $10 billion Guyana dollars invested in a state-of-the-art 100,000 barrel fuel storage facility, a modern service station, an office complex, and a modern wharf that can berth international vessels. Having no association with any other fuel company, Falls imports its own fuel, which meets quality specifications, has all the legal permits, and is in compliance with international requirements. Its bulk facility can load 8 trucks simultaneously at a rate of 1,000 liters per minute, while the service station can service 12 cars at a time using computerized fuel pumps, which can facilitate the use of ATM cards. Through its professional team of mostly Guyanese, Falls wholesales and retails fuels to the public, including farmers and miners, and will continue to positively contribute to Guyana by providing quality products, service, and attractive prices. Try Falls today for all your fuel needs.
Hi Guyana, it's your boy Kimo Paul here. Remind you to stay at least 1 meter away from persons or 3 feet to avoid contracting the flu or the COVID-19. It is also important that we stay at home and to avoid gatherings of more than 5 persons. We must all play our part, so let's protect ourselves and our families from COVID-19. We must all play our part. The Ministry of Public Health cannot do this alone, so let's all come together and fight this virus.
For further information, check our website www.health.gov.gy or visit the ministry's Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or Twitter page.
Across the region right now, in Jamaica, the Andrew Holness-led administration is making arrangements to repatriate the 43 crew members aboard the Morella Discovery 2 cruise ship, which is now docked in the United Kingdom. The ship was in Jamaican waters for refueling earlier this month, when a request was made for the Jamaicans on board to disembark for repatriation. But the vessel left before the government's approval could be conveyed. The vessel traveled to a port in Southampton in the UK, where it is currently anchored. Speaking at the virtual press conference earlier this week, the Minister of Foreign Affairs in Jamaica, Senator Kamina Johnson, said that the government is in touch with the cruise line to bring the 43 crew members home, along with 30 others on board other ships who have been identified as non-essential crew. As deaths caused by the coronavirus around the world continue to rise, the World Food Program has warned that the world faces a possible hunger pandemic, as the number of people most in need of food could almost double this year. At the end of 2019, 135 million people were living with acute hunger. But with many countries around the world enforcing quarantine, that number is likely to rise to 265 million. The organization, which received $8.3 billion in 2019, now needs between 10 to 12 billion US dollars to sustain its operations for this year. And finally tonight, international news. US President Donald Trump has signed an executive order to temporarily suspend the approval of some green cards. The measure, which contains a number of exemptions, is to last for 60 days and then could be extended, the president has said. Mr. Trump says the order is designed to protect American workers' jobs in an economy pummeled by the coronavirus. Critics have accused him of using the pandemic as cover to ram through long-sought hardline immigration policies in an election year. The measure is expected to stop the practice of green card holders sponsoring their extended families for permanent U.S. residency, which the president calls chain migration. But it makes an exception for American citizen spouses and unmarried children under the age of 21. The order also suspends the diversity visa lottery, which issues about 50,000 green cards annually. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley, reporting. Stay safe